me 1 second while I get the camera set up. Literally had laundry that I'd add. Try and take care of it when you can, but then you gotta fight people for the machine. You gotta beat them off with a stick. You got single mothers that you're in combat with. Meanwhile, you're disabled and you're trying to like do whatever you can. Goddamn watering hole. Goddamn watering hole of unpleasantness. Let's stick a flag here to do something. Do it like that. Perfect. Gets the job. Alright. How about that? Looks a little bit more natural now. I'll take a little fairy shirt. Becoming slightly disembodied. Fine. No one notices the little fairy. You do this? Do this. Hey there, heroes! My name is Hero Girl, your friendly local neighborhood hero tuber, and this is The Daily Grind. That time of the day where we come on and we grind our dailies. July 28th, Tuesday, 2026. Gotta play white spells today. We're gonna be playing some mono white. Pretty happy with a couple of the cards that we've gotten from Marvel here. The Mind Stone, obviously, but mostly. Actually, you know what? I don't even really. I haven't had a chance to try Captain Marvel. I just put in Captain America because I wanted to give him a try. General Thunderbolt Ross, probably just like getting immediately replaced by Liliana as soon as Fractured Reality comes out. A whole lot else, but the Universe Beyond stuff has been giving Banat a few more tools. We're just gonna be playing some mono white today. And then for our second hour today, we'll be going to Final Fantasy XIV. Patch 7.55 has dropped, so there is a story to be done, or at least I think there's. Maybe that's not coming until like 5.6. But at the very least, Beastmaster's gonna be. We'll pick up our Wondrous Tales. We'll do our daily PvP. See if Beastmaster's any. Forward to it. Ah, crunchy. Ah, so crunchy. I didn't do my pre-game stretch. Never forget the pre-game stretch. What? Oh, Adeline was split into Cathar as. Okay, so this. Sure. Probably gonna be on a what? Aggro. Because I don't want to play out the Bassery. Gonna hold on to that as a redraw. All moments for sure. Random Abolisher is a little. I could play Lita out. Card that blocks good. I can play Thalia. Play Rasad. Take out Adeling. Probably what I'll do. Make them have an answer. Then next turn I can go into Bassery. That's not good. They left it under than they have. I'll take that. We are gonna get aggroed out though. Like, ooh, hello. I could potentially have 3 mana right now. Potentially have 3 mana. The only way the Mox Amber would be draw for Fnatic. We're gonna sequence this so that way get the draw off Thalia. Well, that just happened. I'm gonna run the fuck over. Play Basri into. I have to do this just so that way Lita can start eating. That's not good. Ah, good old Mondrak. Do they have additional interaction? They one sack 2 other artifacts and or they sack their Adeling. Try and do. Oh, okay. They're just gonna take that. That's actually a really good case scenario for us, I think. Alright, so that's indestructible. That don't care about that. Currently at 5, 6. Need 1 more mana. 1 more. That's pretty good. I do just need to like drop a bunch of creatures out so that way we don't get completely run over. Ah, Elspeth. Good old Elspeth. What am I grabbing if I grab the sword? It could be Captain Mark. Yep. Double. 4, 5, 6, 7. I get to exile Elspeth, or I get to exile the Mondrak. I can attack Elspeth. The Thalia. Problematic. I need to get rid of Elspeth because Elspeth provides the run. Then Thalia's already like. Thalia can't block the. Put on Zach. Pass the turn. Gotta keep finding ways to like stabilize. And at this point, we can also just like drop all our cards. Oh, 1,000 moons. That is also really heckin' good. Them having 12/12s also really heckin' good. I'm trying. Yeah, the Mondrak attack doesn't make sense unless they have making me sacrifice a blocking creature. Okay, that's something at least. Okay, so we go play Lauren. That just has to happen. I would like to use my Mox Amber first for. Let's go to combat. I will idle and put the counter on back again. Get to draw Cavern Souls. That's pretty cool. No attacks. Instead, let's go with the Cereum. We get to search for a legendary, add it to hand, and we get to grab something that helps us. Captain Marvel would stabilize us real good. Dane's cool. Parker might just be grab Captain Marvel. Flash her in, power up. Can I afford to like screw anything sideways right now? I don't think so. I just need to back. I have a couple of 11-11s. I've got a couple of indestructibles. 4-4 gets in. The 2-2 gets in. That's a 6. Hydra! Hey, thanks for stopping by. Defense of the Heart is such a dumb yet lovely card. You have a bad game against it? Alright, so... This is definitely where we have to go. Block here, block here. That's... I might sacrifice the Wall of Omen. Might sacrifice the Wall of Omen. Block the Mondrake. Might be what I end up doing. My life total, like, possible. Yeah, that's probably what. That's fine. Lauren to start blowing things up. No, I was supposed to play the dog. God damn it. I am become error. I am become so much error. That is that's really, really bad for me. Yeah, that feels really... I might have to use Zach and then save Thalia. That's... Yeah. What if I was just actually, what if I was to go main phase, here's Mother of Runes, and then I will literally give Captain Marvel, like... That's fine, actually. Yeah. Give Lauren indestructible so that way she block. Harsh Annotation. Destroy target creature, and then you make a flying token. Attacks. They know I have Captain Marvel. I don't have the money to make Zach give indestructible. Other runes is just like gonna have to survive a turn. Wait, no, fuck! The Great Abolisher is what's making this problematic for me. Oh, that's why I fucked up. Shit, that's why I fucked up. That's why, the Grand Abolisher. I am in Scrimblow mode. Something real bad right now. Okay, I forgot that the Grand Abolisher was right the fuck there. I am so sorry. You block here. Block here. Block here. 3 blocks. Take the 2. And, no. This time we're gonna just do it right the first time. Here's Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is going to have lifelink. And then I am also going... Everyone never. You are actively going to cause me problems, so I need to get rid of you. Mana Tithe. Rude. Captain Marvel's already indestructible. Just make... I guess just keep scaling Zack up. I mean, actually, why not just make Lauren bigger? So that way she can start attacking. Why have I not been doing that? I may or may not be at minimal capacity right now, chat. This is... can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. So I can't even use Mother Runes on their turn. Which means I am going to have to Swords the Plowshares the Abolisher. I am just, like, F6ing my entire brain right now. Okay, first things first. Go ahead, play this Paladin class. My turn, so I get to use Mother. Okay. Now, we're gonna go ahead and eat the Grand Abolisher. And, I can start sitting Captain Marvel. Like, she's already indestructible, but... hold on, what do I have? I have 7 mana available. Next turn, we have some other stuff we can do. Yeah, I get to just, like, start punching it with Captain Marvel. But Captain Marvel's already indestructible. Captain Marvel's already... Still thinking. Because being able to punch it with Captain Marvel. Yeah, 11-11. What are these? These are not white? Gotcha. And then we'll just, like, start using Lauren to blink out Felia on the next turn. That's going to be the real path to victory. Now that I can actually, like, Maxwell saddled, so you're like, ever. Alright, here's Dog. Dog is about to be your worst nightmare. Now I can just, like, use Dog to blink out the token. Alternatively, I can have Dog blink Lauren. Okay, first loop. And I can even go, like, Mother of Runes onto the Felia, so the Felia with each other attacking creature and gains double strike. Hold on, 14 +1/+1. Let's see, so that's 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 19. They're completely hellbent. They're dead on board. Target attacking creature. Okay. So go combat. Put on the Dog. Attack. Minus the Mother. Put it onto the Captain Marvel. Go ahead and blink out 1 token. Now we just pro away and they're dead. That was a lot of work for something that should have been a little easier, I think. Whew. Sometimes it just like takes a little bit for you to get your head in the game. Also, Lucky, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I'm the one abusing Defense of the Heart, especially my foreign collects and oops, everything is everyone decks. So then, what do you do? What do you do when you play against a control deck that doesn't want to play creatures? Like, what do you do with Defense of the Heart then? That goes the Gathering of Magic. Well, we played one game. One game that gave us a ton of cast, though. I am, like, super out of it today, chat. I was, like, dead most of the day. Dead most of the day. Feeling blue. Telling myself that there's nothing I can do. But then you come on with me and you tell me that you got a life full of glue. You got to stick it together. You got to stick it together. You got to get with your friends. You got to stick it together. Ooh. Hopefully I remember to actually pay attention and read my opponent's cards. And we won't have such drawn-out victories. Next time I will remember, if we had played Belia main phase, we could have started blinking out tokens a lot faster. We could have started taking over the game a lot sooner. But it just kind of worked out. The answer lies in the heart of the cards. Wait, wrong game. Man, I remember when I lost my... I remember when I realized that the heart of the cards weren't real. Absolutely heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking to have the whimsy of your childhood, you know, just run headlong into the concrete wall of reality, where you realize you are not the main protagonist, you are not special, and that the guy who is, you know, dressed like a greaser, like open shirt, wearing a chain, greasy chest, shortcut hair, and the sunglasses, is sharking cards at kids with infinite loop combos that just OTK, and you really had no shot whatsoever. You are not the hero. You will not bring justice to the local card game scene. That's how you lose your Yujo, your Shonen Jump promotional Yujo. Because for a second you thought that, you know, you could beat the odds. College was a rough time. Honestly, I really like the evolution. Yugi's, you know, you have to respect the heart of the cards. The evolution of that in 5Ds. With Yusei's motto of, there is no card that is completely useless in this world. There is no singular thing that is without purpose. Like, just that platonic idea of being able to, you know, find value in anything. Aftermath Analyst is going to mill them 3 cards, and they can pay 4 mana. Bring all those lands back. Yep. This is the Necrobloom. They're going to try and, like, ramp up really fast and hard. But as long as we deal with the Necrobloom, they really shouldn't have too many things they can do. Like, there is ISO Explorer. There are other cards to consider. They are playing white and black, so they're going to have plenty of removal, but that's going to fight them for slots in their deck with their land-based strats. I made a Brawl version of my Historic Unicorn deck. It just goes down to life game +1/+1. Hey, Teddy. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, so that's a Nissa. How worried am I about Nissa? This is going to, like, ramp up to some crazy stuff. But I'm going to make them show me that they have any sort of significant payoff before a Necrobloom. Like, it could be Dark Deaths. They could have a Dark Deaths, but we have some options to take that out. Era Sunder. I don't enjoy seeing that. Reanimate on Elishnorn. We'll take that out. Right now. And then... Am I dropping Takedown to take out Nessa? I think I am. I can also use the Cerium to, like, just find something else. I can also use this to protect Venat for a turn. I don't hate that. Like, Nissa gets some extra mana, gets some extra stuff. What do I want here? Boromir's not bad. I'm gonna be against a bunch of... Thalia might be okay. Thalia would potentially slow them down quite a bit. We do also just have Redain. Are they playing Snow? They're not playing Snow. They are. Grab Thalia. Alright. And then we have the option of play Thalia, protect Thalia. Yep, they're gonna get their 2 lands back. I'm gonna try and get Necrobloom online. That is gonna be like the thing, isn't it? Like, they get to play Necrobloom on the next turn, and they get to start making zombies out of it. How do I feel about that? Not particularly great. The sooner I get Thalia down, the sooner I can, like, actually block stuff. Alright, so go ahead, play the Necrobloom. You got Modroverdly Whirly Light here. Yep. Necrobloom down. Arboreal Gazer. Sure. Okay, cool. So... how do we want to do this? I play the Thalia. Also got to Shark here. Shark's not going to do a whole lot right this second. But we absolutely drop the Thalia. Alright, the Cerium is online. That's pretty cool. I also just, like, have Takedown here. Ultraviolet Light, if I'm willing to pitch a ton of cards, is active on the next turn. Pass the turn for sure. They're missing land drops, which is always a good sign. The Necrobloom is only really problem if they go for, like, Reclamation, I guess. At which point I will just, like, drop my hand to make that work. Ah, okay, I see. So that's their plan. Fnac can transform next turn? Do I care if they get a couple of zombies? Probably not. Really just want to take this time to... like, them getting a thing a turn isn't going to matter as much. Ancient Green Warden isn't going to matter as much. Territorial Color is like a thing, I guess. Alright, so then... let's go... fly a kite. Go to combat. I don't mind making Thalia a bit bigger. I've been sandbagging quite a bit here, so I'm gonna need to just start offloading. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a prime time. Okay. Now we start fighting over the Necrobloom. That territory color is a problem. Okay, yeah, now we're actually, like... Shit! Because Nissa's gonna start drawing up cards. Fuck. Oracle Moldiah. This is why you don't let your opponent set up, you know? We're gonna keep relying on the Ceruleum to get us there. I would trade the Season Cathar into Thalia, I think. That's an interesting choice for sure. Hold on. I could also just, like... double block here, right? Very interesting choice, I think. They could have Crater Hoof. That would be a reason to... Mother of Runes, okay. Need to kill the Primeval Titan. We gotta deal with, like, a ton of shit here. Okay. Drop the Mother of Runes first and foremost. Green Warden doubling land triggers. But I've only got... Is that, like, anywhere else? There's a Tyler Provisioner coming up, I guess. Take down the color. That way we can start, like, actually powering through. Put a counter on Thalia, continue. Hold up literally everything else because I'm going to need it. Okay, cast the Necrobloom. I can get rid of Prime Time. Cityscape Leveler next turn. I don't... but... Not like they have any lands that they can... I just need to get rid of the enablers. Sure. Cityscape level problem because when that casts... Alright, so this is just straight up. Play this. Exile 2 cards. Exile Ross and Char, I think? Exile the Necrobloom. Alright. Now they can attack with the Prime Time if they want. They're going to. Alright, that has to happen regardless. Yep, they get to grab 2 more lands. So they do get all of those. Cityscape Leveler is gone because Nissa actually, like, puts it... Withering Torment. Can't spend it on anything. So now 3 mana, hit the Prime Time. Pass the blockers. Go kill you. Kill. Gain some life back even. Okay. I am so close to just wanting to, like, start pumping up this Cathar and just, like, start smacking away. They get an Ancient Green Warden up next, which is going to double all the triggers off of the Necrobloom, so that is a problem. Do I just, like, start punch? I think I've got 2-turn clock here. So I just go like that. Go ahead, play out Plains. Play out Boromir. I don't have anything to play Lauren out into, and they might have like a Crucible effect to worry about. So, pass the turn. They have Farewell coming up, but they have no way to draw it. Wait, no, they have Explore. They literally have Explore. What am I thinking? Yep, no reason for them not to. Think about how we want it. So I've got Boromir here. They've got Phyrexian Tower. I don't want to, like, being able to just, like, get stuff for free. So, what if we were to go past the blockers? Go ahead and block. Ancient Green Warden, they can either sack it or they can lose it for. I'm okay with that. I need to try block. This. The Nymph Dryad, they don't get to play that. Pretty sure this is. Alright, Wrath 5, they can cast Farewell, they can wipe the board. I'll sacrifice Boromir Response, I guess. Didn't really matter, but engage. Now we get to replay Vanna. And then pass the turn again. I'll even play Iganjo. Yep, that's Necrobloom, that's Dryad. Not doing you a whole lot of good, is it, buddy? I cannot afford to take that life hit. Okay, this is where we get to go play Lauren, draw off a Nat. We hit another land. Cinema. Absolute cinema. And this is where they've just, like, completely run out of gas. And then we get to draw another card. We got Castle Ironvale. We've got Rasad coming up. Banu. Destroy target non-land, non-token, permanent, and opponent controls. But they're both indestructible. Yay! Is light game with no +1/+1 counters normal for unicorn decks? Pretty much. Like, you're pretty much just playing a Soul Sisters deck. And the Soul Sisters archetype is built around, like, just gaining life and then getting counters off of it. Post high school is a rough time. It sure is. Like, you have to completely reinvent yourself. You have to find yourself amidst the large and confusing world of adulthood. Let's see. When Vanda de Leto enters, destroy target non-land, non-token, permanent, and opponent controls. Then you may discard a card. You have no cards to discard. If you do, conjure a duplicate of that permanent into your hand, and the duplicate perpetually gains mana of any type, can be spent to cast it. So, like, more or less kind of what I thought, right? Like, they had Farewell. They had Terra Sunder, and that was, like, all the removal they had that were primarily land-focused. Kind of a bit of a weakness. I don't know that I even like using Farewell here. Because this really doesn't strike me as the type of deck that wants to get rid of its own graveyard, you know? You kind of want your Necrobloom to just get stuff. And also, like, they didn't even grab any fetch lands to help power their Necrobloom. They had Primetime. They could have grabbed a couple of those those sack fetch lands from New Capenna, and then they can use that with their Necro Balloon, start dredging, just like consistently get zombies. So we just literally held on. I get to play Rasad, exile their creature, and then sweep people. GG. Oh, that got us our final companion reward. So now the only thing left are these 4 packs of Spider-Man. Easy money. I'm feeling sleepy. Very, very sleepy. We're definitely playing a little loosey-goosey today. Do 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 do. Valhalla Cyberpunk bartender action. Fantastic game. Fantastic game. Highly, highly recommend. Tifa Lockhart. But that's a super fast deck. Harsh Annotation can help with that. Ooze is okay if they want to go the looping route, but I really doubt it. And the opponent gets to go first, which makes the Harsh Annotation like worse actually, because if they go turn 1, play a thing, turn 2, they can play Tifa with protection. Meanwhile, we go to our turn 2, and we can attempt to annotate. Then we're running dry after that. I would have to use the Capital Souls to name Wizard, I guess. That's really not what I want to be doing. I want Cavern here to help force Vanat through. Playing against control. But otherwise it's going to name Human. Okay. Source of Plowshares help. That is... Relic of Legends. Outside the swords, I don't really like this hand. It is very, very... I don't know what we do outside of using the swords though. Like we could play Relic of Legends. That'll be at 3, 4, 5, and that makes 6. We can almost transform her. But then Tifa could still just like get us. I guess the Flare Fortitude helps us. They try and like go all in for the screenshot turn. Basically, I'm praying that we don't have to deal with a turn 1 accelerator. Damn, they had a turn 1 accelerator. Alright. Half the turn, I guess. We're gonna have to see if the swords resolves. Otherwise, we're in a bit of a nasty spot. Yep, and then they just, like, don't have to do anything. Not gonna attack with the Landwar Elf. Yep, there's the Royal Treatment, as expected. And then I've got Thunderbolt Ross and Zach Fair here. I don't really want to play either, but I will play them so that way we can potentially Flare Fortitude. Then next turn, maybe go Relic Legends into being able to just play Vanat. That'd be the ideal. I don't think Redan is going to help out. Traveling Chocobo, sure. That's going to double all their land triggers. Yep. That's already 8. Only life point that matters is the last one, chat. Goodbye, Commander. They haven't even used up their entire hand yet. Okie dokie. I can cast Vanat. That doesn't do anything. I can cast Relic of Legend. I've got 2 mana that I can't use. And they're very likely to just, like, kill us again. You know how bad I'm hoping that their hand is just like straight forest. think they're sequencing right now, which means that we're probably dead. They're trying to figure out if they can kill us. Not gonna take much. Having the royal token on Tifa already just makes that so much faster. You'd be amazed at how much 1 power helps the scaling on it. Yeah, this is the rare opportunity for the Tifa player to actually do math. Usually it's just like, you know, smashy smashy. Don't get it twisted. Back foot here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe? Like, in a turn, we could probably, like, transform Vanna. Right now, it's 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will get to at least play the Valkyrie. And then, I don't know that the Valkyrie is going to, like, make a difference with as much power as Tifa can get. But maybe it does. Huh. Opponent has elected to let us have a free turn, and I am infinitely grateful for that. So I will first play Vanna. March of Otherworldly Light. So it would be 4 mana total. I will have 4 mana total with this, with Vanna resolving. I won't get to play Valkyrie, but that seems like a worthy cause. And I'm very likely to assume that Tifa got attacked by a bout of hot girl syndrome. Hey, you know what? That's completely reasonable. That is completely reasonable. You know, IBS affects more queer women than anyone would reasonably think to believe. Gosh golly. Nope. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. They can give you stuff to help smooth things out. They can give things to you so that way it's not so painful. Taking a fiber regularly helps out a lot. If it's because of lactose, they do have lactose medicine that helps make the digestion process easier. But oh my god, God forbid you forget that one pill material and then you're stuck on the toilet for like 20 minutes straight. It's hell. It's absolute hell. IBS steals more games of Magic than the average person realizes. Hold on. Can we get Wings of an Angel playing? The Wings of an Angel. For just $5 a day, you too can help a hot girl with IBS. It's not a lot. She'll still be on the toilet suffering. But hey, you know what? You just might help her feel better. You just might give her the ability to buy yet another milkshake that'll send her right back. Opponent has decided that, you know, having a Flare of Fortitude is just not fair. Damn. What do you think, chap? I think we got time for one more game? I don't know. I kind of want to go ahead and check out the beast. So why don't we go ahead and pop on over. I'm looking forward to this all. And I did update my program earlier, so that should not be an issue. Funnily enough, I actually really enjoy playing the Vanilla deck. Not just because Hydaelyn is one of my favorite characters from Final Fantasy XIV, but because having a mono white commander that draws cards, that's a very rare thing to have, actually. Like, she draws you, having the ability to draw an extra card, you have to jump through so many hoops in white in order to actually do that. You have to play small creatures, you have to put counters on stuff. Like, they are giving white more options for drawing cards, but they come with so many riders that it becomes really impractical. It feels like an engine that you play. You don't get to just like draw cards the way that that blue, green, or black do. Hell, even red, right? Even red just like gives you the ability to drop your hand and then reload. So having a commander that lets you just continue replacing cards one by one is... Raise that flag with pride. It's Final Fantasy time. It sure is. Sure is, friends. You know the drill. First things first, we're going to go ahead and grab our new journal. Double check our front lines. Hell yeah. It's going to be a good week, chat. It's a real good week. We're going to go ahead and do that first. We're already locked in answer. Now, while that's happening... Ah, shit. I've got some... Drop off. Hopefully we'll have some time. After this, we're going to go check out some of the new stuff. Today is patch day. And on patch day, we get all kinds of new goodies. We have a whole new class. Actually, hold on. Is it going to show up if I go to... Ooh, there it is. Beastmaster. Limited job, and it's under melee. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, we're showing it off in the at FanFest. Looks like it has like a little axe. That makes sense to me. Okay, the routine too. We're gonna get so many dogs, chat. Like, I am looking forward to having just like a menagerie of scrungles. What do you think? You think it's gonna be in like Gridania? That's my initial thought. Oh, I didn't put together a glam for it. Shoot. Do I have a glam that I would want to put Master under? I don't think I do. It'd be funny to do it as like a chef, right? Oh, nothing. Double check the map, see if there's anything there. No. That's the Pictomancer. Let's see. Very rare that a new job is in Gridania. But I saw them doing like the first stuff in Gridania. If it's not here, it might be Limsa, it might be Oldop. But it makes sense to me that it would be in Gridania, right? You got the folksy woods and all that. Look like it's in Gridania, so we can go over. By the way, folks, if anyone is playing Final Fantasy XIV, they currently have a promotion going for anyone who is watching a Final Fantasy XIV stream. If you gift, I think it's at least 3 subs. 3 subs over the any of the participating streams, which I guess we are right now, apparently, automatically. Then you will get the Rainbow Unicorn. You will get a unicorn that has the rainbow mane. I heard Wrath Games call it the LGBT. Like, hey, you know what? That's actually really silly. Alright, let's see if it's in Old Dog. I doubt it, but I guess I could see it being in Old Dog because the Coliseum tends to have a lot of monster mashes too. Gonna go down to... Yeah, okay. Duty commence. I played against someone with my Elf Fairy deck. I played with the blue paradigm for Strixhaven and kept making tokens of Marilyn. I robbed that person. Daddy, you might have been the only person to actually make Marilyn work in that instance. Because that can... Because I don't say this with any malice in my heart. But, like, Marilyn is a challenge to build and play with. Say it lightly. That might actually be the first time I've heard anyone actually, like, popping off with her. The fact that you have to use a blue paradigm to do it is quite telling. Ah. I tried making Marilyn work in both Brawl and Commander. It's so much more work than I'm willing to put in. I will stick to Damia Sage of Stone. Thank you very much. Like, I've seen the new one. I've seen the new Sultai Elf Commander coming in the Hobbit set. And, like, he's definitely an improvement, but he still doesn't do what I want, which is to, you know, be a commander that just draws a bunch of cards. I mean, I had to play Mirror Box beforehand to make it work. Oof. Big oof there, Teddy. Big oof. Like, the important thing is that you're having fun, though. Feels like the only commanders that are really viable anymore are the ones that are just like drawing cards, though. Okay, I gotta remember how to play Dancer in PvP. Can't actually just do the Machinist thing. I gotta get in and dirty. Gotta find out where I'm needed. Is it good I made her work? It is good that you can make her work. Like, don't get it twisted. It is good that you can make her work. Like, if you get into deck building at all, you'll find that the #1 joy of deck building, of making your own list and then trying it out and trying to figure out exactly, like, what makes the commander viable, that is the reward of the puzzle, right? Deck building becomes a puzzle. The playtesting becomes the proof of concept challenge in order to make it work. And some commanders are easier to make viable and effective decks for than others. Marlin is unfortunately just one of those commanders where the process for me was a little more frustrating than I could handle. And honestly, I haven't really all that much since that came out. So who even knows like how many people are still playing her now? And you'll honestly just never be able to figure that out. We don't have the pure data that we would need to see such a thing in the first place. Okay, so how would you feel if you saw 5 Marlin taking 10 exiling and cards from your library each time I put an elf or fairy on the battlefield? Well, first of all, I'm wondering how many times I've had to mulligan and I just, like, didn't see any interactions, right? Like, if you're at the point where you have 10 Marlin exiling a bunch of cards, like, I probably have conceded a long time ago because I just did not stop an advantage engine from getting put into place. And normally, when I'm building a deck, I'm trying to build it so that way I can consistently, like, snipe those kinds of value pieces. Like, you're saying you're making tokens with, like, the blue paradigm and all that. Like, they don't do anything if you just kill Marlin, right? Like, it's simple. We just killed the Batman. Funny thing, they board wiped me before and I was still able to build the board back. I mean, like, one board wipe isn't going to do it, right? Like, if you're playing against a control deck and the response is used, like, one board wipe, then that means that they were struggling to actually, like, get any sort of reload action going. They weren't able to hit, like, any big spells to like, hit the right plops. Maybe they're having issues with evaluation. Maybe they're not running enough removal. Or maybe, like, if they're playing a board wipe, then they're definitely not playing aggro. But I also feel like a really good effective aggro deck should probably just run over that before it gets set up. And if it's not, then things have gone horribly, horribly wrong for them already as is. So, like, you know, those are the general vibes. Those are the general vibes. I have seen some silly decks. I think yesterday when we were trying out Berta, we got matched against a Saheeli deck that was a cute little commander style engine deck. And you know, you deal with the commander, you turn it into a 1/1 skeleton that can't actually like do anything, and suddenly all of their engines fall apart. The other day I was playing against the Jeskai charge counter deck, and like that one was also a very cute commander style. I'm gonna proliferate charge counters, and also I've got the wand that will give me extra turns if I take off 3 counters type stuff. And then with like a couple of pieces, I can turn this into an infinite loop. And it's like, you know what? I'm glad you were able to do that, buddy. I'm glad that you got to live the dream. But right now, I'm just kind of thinking, I really did not see anything that I needed to actually like stop this in the first place. I need to reevaluate what my card flow looks like and how many. I need to figure out if this is just like, you know, the price of variance and not seeing it, or if there's like an actual deck construction issue. The commander was Atomic Spider. What the hell's Atomic Spider? My initial guess is literally just like a Spider-Man card or a Spider-Man Path card. That's the only thing I can think of. Even then, like, you know, it's not one of the cards I can really recognize off the top of my head. Which pulls into question, like, you know, exactly how effective it's going to be. Their commander was Cosmic Spider-Man. Honestly, if there's any deck that you should be able to pull off your shenanigans against, it's a Cosmic Spider-Man deck. A lot of people are running that card as a way to just, like, get their hero achievements. Play a bunch of spider heroes, play a bunch of stuff. Like, the Cosmic Spider-Man 5-color deck is, well, you win the games that you should, right? It's funny taking their good cards and using them against them. Yeah, but, like, what's your game plan beyond that? Right? Because Marlin only gives you, like, 1 card per turn that you can only cast like 1 of the cards, and then you have to have like enough fairies and elves in play in order to actually cast it. So it's like, what do you do when you just like don't have anything like that? What happens when you only have like Marlin and maybe like a Bitter Blossom in play, and then you just don't ever get enough cards to stick to actually like play cards off of that? Because usually, when you see the Marlin decks going off, what it usually is some combination of just, like, doing normal Elf Ball stuff, and then Marlin is just, you know, kind of gravy on top of that, because all they really want to do is just play Sultai Elf Ball. Maybe with some Counterspell backup. And I think that's probably about the right way to go about it, because then you have a much more proactive game plan. Because stealing cards really doesn't do anything by itself, right? Like, you do kind of just get into those matchups where, okay, maybe you get matched against a control deck, and what? You take their counterspells? Counterspells that you don't even get to use because when are you going to get a chance to counter something on your turn? I guess theoretically you can use it to, you know, counter any counters that they play with, but again, you need enough cards on board to make it work, and if you're already, like, resolving cards, that seems like just dead draws. And then, like, also, if you hit their board wipe, like, you're never casting their board wipes. You flip the table and run away? I mean, like, that's probably not wrong. In response when you play control with any deck? I mean, I wouldn't say that, Owls. Also, hey, thanks for stopping by. Hello, Hero Girls, lol. Hello, thank you for stopping by. We're currently having fun with Patch Day. We're, you know, talking shop with Brawl. We played Vanat early today. We had a couple of really slow games, including against a Tifa player that I am adamantly advocating got attacked with hot girl syndrome, and therefore I had to abandon the match partway through. And definitely was not salt roping because we had Flare of Fortitude. Rely on the other elves and fairies in your deck. I mean, like, just promise me one thing. Promise me one thing. You are running some combination of Craterhoof and or Boread in your deck. Just promise me that, and everything is good. I mean, it's always fun when a fun deck you make works out. 100% agree. 100% agree. It is always fun when you have a fun deck idea and it just, like, you know, it clicks together. And then you get to, you know, have the good time that you imagine when you're building. It probably also helps that Marlin is appropriately weighted right now and not going through the weight trial that comes with, you know, being a new card, having just been released and being tossed into the deep end. I can't play Madam Midrange right now without constantly getting matched against High Bay. So I'm going to wait till next set to actually start playing, you know, any Marvel hero commanders. Because if I want to play the Jank, I got to wait until I get matched up against Jank to actually have fun playing Jank. We'll get those eventually. You know, better late than never. But also, they are very solid pickups. They're very much worth the mythic wildcards that you would spend on them. Oh, crap. Patch day. Still need to catch up. Well, it is patch day, and, like, the big draw right now isn't that they necessarily have any, like, main story to add. I think we're going to get that, what, 7.56? Maybe 5.8? The Beastmaster's finally out, so after we finish our daily front lines, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're just going to go check that out. Still need to get the other brass first. You know what? True. Gotta get the cards that you need to actually make the decks that you want. I'm telling you, chat. I really want to highlight some budget-friendly alternative decks for folks. Because one of the biggest issues with trying to get people into playing Brawl is the fact that the wildcard system is very atrocious for trying to build multiple Brawl decks. The general rule of thumb is that you should probably pick one, maybe two colors and stick with that, and then go with a depth of collection, so that way you can utilize your rares and your mythics for staple effects that you'll be able to use in more decks. But at the same time, though, like, part of the fun of playing Magic is literally getting to play with all of the colors. This is why, you know, which color is your favorite in Magic is a very empty question for a gal like me, because I like playing all of the colors. They all have fun stuff to do. Yes, even the Landfall Slaw. Definitely not so on XO of MXQ. I mean, Dawn Trail was okay. Dawn Trail was perfectly fine. Dawn Trail is worth playing through. I think it's a good expansion. Say that while I'm here using Grixis. I am saying that while you're here using Grixis, Teddy. I told you from the get-go, right? I told you, if you go into a 3-color deck, you're going to be spending your wild cards on fetch lands. Fetch lands, shocks, surveils, triomes. Those are what you're going to be spending your first bout of wild cards on. And then everything else needs to be budget, because otherwise you're just going to have an awful time. Brawl is weirdly both great and terrible in terms of limited collections. Right? It's like, okay, I only need one of any given rare and mythic. Great. But also now, you know, getting those doubles in the packs is bad. Yeah, I really don't know. You're going for Beastmaster. I could look it up, but, like, you know. At the same time, though, when you want to build a lot of different decks, you end up needing to craft a lot of different rares and mythics. So, like, you know, as far as a collection goes, you know, your single tick collection gets filled out very nicely. maybe you can't build a standard deck or a historic deck that will actually be competitive, but you know, you get all the nice pretty cards. That's something. You know what? I'm just gonna tell. You craft a single mythic and it's all you ever need, but also you need twice as many cards, right? And dupes and packs is bad. It sure fucking is. Like, I tell myself that I will never feel bad about getting a dupe land, because theoretically that means that life is okay. That if I want to go play 60 card constructed, then, you know, I'm glad to have the extra lands. And also when they reprint those lands later on, like, I'm step closer to getting like other rares from that thing. And wow, okay, I literally do not know where Beastmaster is. Let me go look that up real quick. Bam, I am. I think you've seen me list the decks I have in Magic the Gathering Discord channel. I think I saw that at one point. I skimmed it, but I didn't really have anything to add. FF14 Beastmaster patch 7.5. That to be introduced in. Oh wait, hold on. That to be introduced in Dawn Trail patch 7.56. That's the next patch. Okay. That's why. I thought it was going to be introduced here. That was 0.5. I was so excited for that. Ah, that's disappointing. Let's try. Let's see. Let's just double check. Beast release date. No, do not let Google know your location. Don't let them know anything. That's gonna be September. I remember. Oh, that's right. I remember. Hold on. My model's gonna freeze real sec when I pull up my calendar. I remember because I remember writing down Beastmaster launch day. That is 7.56. That's September 8th. God damn it. God damn, I'm so disappointed. I thought Beastmaster was coming out. Like, we have the heckin' slot for it and everything as like everything gets loaded, right? Like, Beastmaster's literally right here. We delayed Beast until the very last minute, but we technically still released this expansion. Right? God. It was funny. Apparently, they had one guy who was working on Beastmaster. He was both designing the job and designing the content at the exact same time. So, like, he is literally doing his best to make this as comprehensive and fun as possible. And then he's also working with the programs to work it. And this is also, like, apparently, you know, part of why Blue Mage doesn't get any updates. So, alright. Back to Gridania, kids. Beastmaster's not coming out for another couple months. What was us? I find it funny when I first started, I went from 2 colors, jumping to 5 colors, to go back to 3 colors. Every route is unique. You never step in the same river twice. We throw axes at wildlife, damn it. Right? I was just saying, we gotta get ourselves like a whole menagerie of dogs. Like, let the Mora walk the dogs. I wanna make art of her like being dragged through Gridania Forest, trying to hold on to like 7 different leashes. Okay. So that means that we're gonna go ahead and just do what? A leveling roulette real quick. Yeah, do our weekly leveling roulette. Ooh, and we lucked out. Leveling is currently on healer. Instant pop. You love to see it. Where's the limited job team? Oh, it's just that one guy. So that's the thing too, right? From what I gathered from that, it means that usually what's going on is that you have someone designing the job, and then you also have someone designing the encounters. And like, there is communication that goes on between them, but they are, you know, largely having to collab on that rather than, say, you know, not necessarily being the same person with a shared vision, but also like, you know, just I can't speak to exactly how it's working, but it is interesting to see a little bit of how the sausage is made and to realize, huh, maybe maybe game development is a little harder than what people on Reddit like to say it is, you know? Oh, we've got an absolute gamer here. Chat, give me like one tick of a sec because I'm gonna need to... Oh, that's bad. I don't have access to Aetherflow, actually. I don't have access to Aetherflow. Hot. Oh my god. Chat. Pray. Let Aeos pray for you. But usually, okay. You know what? Chad tank. Absolute unit here. And the DPS is on point. We might be in for a good old-fashioned clear. Up. Oh, okay. I'm going to need to... That we are adequately prepared. I don't even get Art of War on this is the sad part. I am literally just going to have to like try and overheal on this. Is there any commanders in Aether Drift that see play? There's quite a few that see play. Like there's the little eyeball guy, Verbox. You can just play mono blue control with the random evasive dorks to just make sure that the speed ticks up. That way when you draw cards, you draw all the cards. Zahur is actually one of the ones that I think is probably the fun to play. Because I just really have I just have a fun affinity for playing aristocrats, get multiple bodies out of one creature dying deck. Let's see. Not Brawl, but in Commander, I have a Redshift Rocketeer deck. And it's actually a Maze's End build. And it's not in Brawl, in part because Arena doesn't have the gates that I need. Arena does not have, like, anywhere close to the gates that I need. Let's see. Chandra is kind of a cool commander. Oh, Captain Howler. Captain Howler came from Aether Drift. I like Captain Howler. I would probably want to play him a little bit more to, like, iron out some of the mana curve issues that I'm having. But he just, like, chomps people. He just chomps them straight to death. Get a good old Teamer Battle Rage on him, it's like lights out. You'll love to see it. He a max speed commander? He is not a max speed. Zahur is a max speed commander. But Captain Howler is a fun little turn your discard draw into draw additional cards commander. Almost like a one-shot combo deck. And I swear to God, we are going to be in so much duty here. I'm going to need to burn everything. Burn it all to the ground. Okay. This cat wants to go. This cat wants to run. This cat's on a mission. It's my job to make sure that the cat stays protected. Thing I tell new MTG players, that Magic, there's a dozen different ways to fuck up someone's day. Danny, what new Magic players are you talking to? Are you getting your friends into it? You're getting your friends into the highly dangerous and suspect job of playing Magic Arena? God damn it. I do not have the tools to survive here. I am just a small, tiny scholar man. I am trying to aggressively, very aggressively, like, shield through everything as much as possible. This one summoner has to, like, somehow live through everything. And I am running out of mana. Yep. All right. That's how the cookie crumbles. All right. Summoner is now the new tank. Summoner is now the new tank. Just keep him going. Just keep him going. As long as we don't wipe, it's fine. As long as we don't wipe, it's fine. I need fucking elixir. Holy shit. What the fuck? I miss having Aether Flow. Oh my god. That was a, I miss Aether Flow, chat. The important thing is that we didn't wipe, you know? It's more of I talk to streamers who are new to Magic. You know, that's... Gosh. You know... It's not that I want to, you know, gatekeep someone out of, you know, enjoying my hobbies. God forbid I ever actually do that. I would much prefer people, you know, be around to enjoy the things that I like. For real, for real, for real. But also, like, Magic is such a complicated game at times. Like, you see baby streamers who are getting into it because they, you know, it's cool and maybe they stream already, getting into Magic, and it's like... And sometimes you just want to club a seal. Sometimes you just want to club a seal, especially when they, you know, start having a bit of their new player tantrum is the best way to put it. You know, you see people who go, man, why is blue doing this? This sucks. Man, they just keep killing my commander. This sucks. And it's like, baby girl, you put 20 lands in your deck. That is not even close to enough. And it's a shame too. It's a shame. I see some VTubers try and get into Magic, and you know, the setup for it, right? The UI for it is so awkward because I'll see them trying to use like their normal VTubing setup, their normal VTubing window, and it's like, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work because Magic the Gathering, you know, viewership has a culture of needing to see the entire field. When people watch you stream Magic the Gathering, they want to see everything. They want to have like almost as much they want to have as much information as you do about the field and what the opponent has played so far. Because they want to be able to, like, you know, think through the moves with you. They want to be able to go, hey, why are you doing that? Or why are they not doing that? Or like, no, you should probably be playing around this or that. And that's just the Magic experience, baby. It is full of people who are living vicariously through you. Every time that I watch Kenji, aka Numa the Nummy, play a Marvel draft, I'm thinking, I don't know if I would have taken that there. I don't know if I would have, you know, attacked in. Or like, don't you just like play around them potentially having this? You know, the things that they aren't getting a chance to actually verbalize. And, you know, I've also had people help me out with, like, figuring exactly what it is I want to do. And the best I can do is go for, like, a super minimalist type scenario. Where hopefully, you know, we don't just, like, die because I am, once again, so low on the totem pole in terms of, like, healing capability. Also, hey, Fran! Or did I say that as a warning? I mean, like, you really don't need to tell the streamer, right? Like, the streamer should ideally know what they're getting themselves into. Honestly, it's a big reason why I don't stream games that I'm not familiar with. I've renounced the idea of doing, you know, first reaction content. Because first of all, first reaction content, that only really works if you are a big name personality that has a lot of fans. You have a lot of people that have a very parasocial interest in seeing their favorite streamer get into their favorite thing. which of course, you know, I don't have. I don't have that rapid of a fan base yet. Second of all, I get really frustrated if I'm trying to do something for the first time and I have to figure it out on stream. So like I'm trying to be entertaining and I'm trying to learn whatever it is I'm doing to do because I value competency pretty highly. Is any out there? You know what? I can respect that. I still curse out Eldrazi, and that is your right to do so. At the same time, though, at some point, you realize that Eldrazi are just like, you know, it's just Atraxa, it's just Craterhoof, it's just, you know, insert big, dumb, stupid stick that wins the game on the spot here. Like, yep, there are some pretty powerful and bullshit cards in Magic. No one's saying that there, you know, isn't. But they all just kind of start to look the same at the end. It's like, yep, this sure is a 12 mana thing with an on-cast trigger, and either I am destroyed by this or I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I am not. And unfortunately, you know, when you're doing like new player stuff, it's very hard to be at that point because everything feels like that to you, right? I often say that the biggest issue with trying to learn a fighting game is trying to learn what it is that you're losing to. Because once you know what you're losing to, then you can start planning around it. Then you can start, like, you know, practicing how to beat the thing that's beating you. Once you know, learn the knowledge check, you know, that's when you kind of grow as a player, and that's when you can kind of start enjoying the hobby on a bit more of than a casual level. And like for the people that are at the casual level and they're having fun, blissfully unaware of, you know, the more inherent nuances of anything that they're trying to do, so much the better. So much the better, because you know what, the casuals are the lifeblood of the hobby. As much as we might want to pretend that, you know, we're the ones, like, you know, pushing the envelope and all that, casuals aren't having fun and they're not interested, well then get your hobby goodbye, because then you turn into Guild Ball. Alright, I'll give the tank the recommendation. Pass on the scroll. I'll gladly take the sword if no one wants it, because I want skills. And when that 12 mana thing is cast, it will make you exile half your deck or destroy and or exile the cards on your board. See, here's the funny thing. Exiling your deck actually doesn't matter. Insofar as, like, those cards might as well be at the bottom of your deck, right? As far as how you draw them. It only really matters if you happen to have, like, very specific outs with the thing, and that thing happened to get exiled in the half that got exiled, right? Otherwise, if you build your deck correctly and you have multiple outs to it, like a Shouldrick's Edict or a Flare Malice or something like that, and you just get rid of the big thing. Like, the big thing did some powerful stuff. But then, like, you know, you dealt with it and you can continue, like, you know, fighting on the board. Like, don't get it twisted. Ulamog exiling 2 things is pretty darn good, because that is just like colorless removal that a mono green ramp deck can take full advantage of. At the same time, though, if you are losing because the giant haymaker broke things open, it was probably that the game was at a stalemate and you weren't as far ahead as you thought you were. Thinking about that is what helped recontextualize how much I was getting frustrated with losing to just big, giant, dumb idiot thing. Hey. Alright, so that's 2. Okay, we've got Ballad. Ooh, Coil's turn 3. That should... Oh, wait, no. Coil's turn 3. Bowl of Embers. We got 4 easy trials. That'll get us up to 6, 7, 8, 9. Cleared that off with the dungeons. Yeah, that's easy enough. Go ahead. Switch me to Viper. Cue me in, Mrs. Spock. Just don't forget to turn off the unrestricted party mode. So here's the other thing too that I've been thinking about, right? It would be really, really good to have a bunch of budget options for getting into Brawl. Because, like, hey, yo! Transform Robin, thank you so much for providing 3 gift subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you enjoyed that gay unicorn. We here at Hero Girl Games, we support those who support the LGBT corn. The LGBT corn, if you will. Because if you weren't aware, watching a Final Fantasy XIV stream and then giving 3 gifted subs will in fact earn you the Rainbow Unicorn. It's a great way to help support streamers. It's a great way to, you know, just get a thing that you would have to go onto the Mog Station and buy anyway. So, yeah, hell yeah. Thank you all so much. And does, in fact, free up a couple of people that I know to get some things on their... And hey, you know what? Anyone else happens to want to get the unicorn, like, you know, we never say no to free subs. We never say no to free subs. We're always appreciated. Which is, in fact, probably the only way I actually make money right now while I'm working on my book. This book, I swear to God, I'm going to finish it this year. I'm going to finish it this year. I'm going to die trying. And if I don't finish it this year, well then, it's probably just like in the final polishing stage that I try and get done by, what, January? We can hope. Alright, on to the next. Ifrit was like the most painful of them. The rest of these go by pretty quickly. Back into the striking tree. Honestly, how am I gonna get the unicorn? Because, like, I don't have cat. So maybe, like, now that I've gotten 3 gifted subs, I just, like, do 3 gifted subs on someone else's stream? And then I can get the unicorn? That's not bad. Just a shame that it didn't come, like, a month sooner, you know? Would have been a really nice Pride Month thing. Anyway, what was I saying right before that? Right. Okay. So, here's the thing about wanting to make some budget options to help people get into Brawl. We're going to need to do that once multiplayer finally comes to Arena. Like, right now, it is still being worked on. Last update is that, you know, they are actively working on it. And, you know, a lot of people really have not heard that Arena is currently working on multiplayer. They're still in the why the fuck doesn't Arena already have multiplayer phase. The developers are dumb and stupid and they should be in silly baby diapers for not having multiplayer. But it is actively being worked on. And the developers have said, well, if we want to say anything about like where we're at in terms of the development process, we're going to need to actually, you know, talk to our public relations experts to see exactly what it is that we could be saying about it. Especially considering that most people, especially considering that whole, you know, people don't know thing. So when multiplayer does inevitably get added, including multiplayer Brawl, or God forbid they actually, you know, bring it, they call it Commander because it brings in the whole 40 life total thing, all the differences therein. There are going to be people who want to get into it. They don't know what cards are on Arena, so they don't know what they can build. And then they're not going to have enough wild cards to build all the fun decks that they want, because I feel like 3-color, multicolor decks, those decks are just way more viable in a format where, you know, things are going to be a little bit slower since there are just so much more people to fight in. There is, like, you know, budget versions of Commanders already out there. It's going to be slow for people to get in. But also, I am very much going to be a big fish, small pond type person. If, you know, my friends get into playing on Arena, specifically for multiplayer Magic, and not having a UI that's absolute doo-doo. Because I've heard Spell Table is nice. I don't want. I don't want to use spell tame. Cockatrice. I've used Cockatrice quite a bit before. I still don't like Cockatrice. I would use Moto. I would use Moto and, like, you know, sit through and do that stuff, and I've done it before. But at the same time, it's like, do I really want to spend the money on the collection of Moto, and then also have people actually, like, you know, get Moto and have to spend money to build their decks as well? Like, just because we can doesn't mean we should. But at least with Arena, right? At least with Arena, I already have a collection. I just need to find ways to get other people in. Oh, you were chosen? Daddy, what do you mean by that? Okay. So this is the last trial we need to do, and then we'll probably have time for a dungeon run after this, too. Didn't the boss you were fighting step on you? Oh, yeah. So, like, if you are the only person in the trial, Shiva will always step on you, which is, you know, the fun part. You can do all the fun G-pose action and stuff when you get frozen. Right now, we're just farming Wondrous Tail, so that way we can get all the stuff. And it's really easy to do when you go in with a level 80. It certainly feels special, though, don't it? Like, I write the Moore's backstory, and I have her love Assail so much, so that way Assail's death just rips that much harder. Okay. Let's see how we get there. 1, 2. What? There's like one. There's like one right here. Right here. I know you realize you can't see my mouse, but, like, you know, right here in the middle with the little cross section. Right there, little cross section. Alright, where is Brave? Bravelock's hard. I find it quite easy. Ow, crunchy. So crunchy. You know, if I'm not playing competitive Brawl, I'm gonna get slammed back to what? Silver? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get slammed back to silver, and I'm okay with it. But I should probably be trying to getting into just like one tier head. If I can consistently get into one tier head of where I was last time, I would actually be making progress towards mid. But at the same time, like, I don't really have any particular reason to grind for Mythic in Brawl. Outside of, like, you know, just, you know, the ego boost of being in Mythic. But also the casual, like, you know, credentials that you get just for being a Mythic level player. Because anyone who's not a Mythic level player is automatically going to have your wisdom discredited. It's going to be the fallacy of questioning the credibility of the source. Which does make actually making videos about Brawl a bit more of a task, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, hold on, chat. I'm gonna have to take this. All right, that is a chat. That is an emergency call from my wife. Everyone is okay, but this is something I need to look into immediately. Is that the ringtone from Kim Possible? You bet your Skippy it is. Yeah, I am so sorry. I'm gonna have to end stream early on this, so we're just gonna go ahead and start closing things out. If you were hanging out, hey, thank you so much for hanging out today. Really appreciate it. If you're over on the YouTube side, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're gonna end things there. Baloo. And then over on the Twitch side, don't worry, I'm not gonna leave you hanging. We are gonna go ahead and raid on out immediately. We're gonna go ahead and